here I am, 30 years old, able to do the things that they said I can't do.
It can be difficult to imagine living without our limbs. Yet there are many people who have managed to not just survive, but thrive. There are women who have overcome incredible obstacles in their own lives and are doing their best to help others. Noelle Lambert. Noelle Lambert was an athletic college student before she was involved in a terrible moped accident. She lost her left leg, but when she was lying in the hospital, she just had one thing on her mind: would she still be able to play lacrosse? Before she was even discharged, she asked her coach to confirm she still had a place on the team. This is a woman who refused to be slowed down. Not only did Noelle get back into the game, but she started pushing herself even harder. She competed in the World Para-Athletics Championship in Dubai, and her fourth-place finish in the 100-meter sprint set a new American record. When Noelle isn't pushing herself to excel, she's doing her best to help other amputees. She founded the Born to Run Foundation, a charity that donates specialized athletic prosthetics which aren't usually covered by insurance. Thanks to Noelle's hard work, little Isaac DeBelto was up and running with a Batman-themed blade he received just before his 4th birthday. Shaina Bono. Shaina Bono's life changed in an instant when her pursuit of the perfect photo took her too close to the propeller of a plane. She collided with a blade, losing her right arm and left hand in this devastating accident. Shaina admits that in the aftermath of the accident, she was devastated and wondered how she would survive. But she didn't give up. Using homemade prosthetics, she learned how to apply her makeup, feed herself, and perform various daily tasks. After being fitted for proper prosthetics, Shaina can finally swim and run, but that's just the beginning. She's taking things to the next level by training for a triathlon. Katarina Floridia. Katarina Floridia was lucky enough to grow up with access to prosthetics, but she hated how they looked and the way they made her feel different from everyone around her. An issue with her amniotic fluid meant her legs didn't develop, and this caused serious struggles with her self-confidence. Even on hot days at the beach, Katarina insisted on keeping her bottom half covered out of sheer embarrassment. She says she spent most of her life wondering if society would ever accept her, but learned the most important thing is accepting herself. A Step Ahead Prosthetics worked with Katarina to build a pair of legs that would make her feel beautiful on her wedding day. She was able to walk down the aisle feeling strong and proud of herself, just the way she is. Jlissa Austin. Jlissa Austin is an incredible artist who creates beautiful works of art. She's also a passionate public speaker, known for her inspirational speeches. There isn't anywhere Jlissa won't share her message, from businesses and schools to prisons. Now she finds joy in her own life by helping other people live theirs to the fullest. But there was a time when she was truly struggling. Growing up without legs or arms wasn't easy for Jlissa Austin, who was born with an extremely rare genetic condition called tetra amelia syndrome. But her physical challenges were the least of her difficulties. Jlissa was bullied at school, and other kids took to calling her an alien and hitting her, knowing she couldn't retaliate. She admits that she often fell asleep wishing she could wake up as someone else, and by the time she was a teen, she was considering ending her own life. Thankfully, Jlissa is still here, and she's doing her best to make sure others don't feel as alone as she did as a child. Victoria Salcedo. Victoria Salcedo lives her life by a powerful mantra: if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. She fell in love with freediving the first time she tried it, and the fact that she doesn't need prosthetics makes it even better. This swimming enthusiast doesn't remember a time before she lost both her arms and one of her legs. At the age of 5, she touched a high-voltage wire with a metal stick, and her life was forever changed. She had to relearn everything, including basic tasks like writing and dressing herself. But Victoria isn't one to shy away from an intimidating situation or from cameras. She's gaining traction as a social media influencer when she's not studying for her dream job as a news reporter. Jaleesa Austin. Jaleesa Austin can do a lot with her 7 toes, including brushing her teeth and firing off a few work emails. But the one thing she does struggle with? Reaching things off high shelves. Luckily, her partner Jonathan Shorter is always around to help her out. And we're gonna assume that he's already heard all possible jokes about his last name. Jaleesa is a busy woman who runs her own weave business. When she was born, doctors told her parents she would never learn to walk and that she wouldn't survive past her 18th birthday. Jaleesa managed to prove them wrong and says the word can't just isn't in her vocabulary. Chassidy Young. Growing up with missing limbs meant Chasidy Young had to get used to people staring and laughing at her. But instead of feeling discouraged, Chassidy developed a thick skin and has no problem standing up to her haters. She has a passion for body positivity and loves to glam herself up. Chassidy also works as a motivational speaker to encourage others who have a hard time standing up for themselves. This includes a boy named Corey, whose legs had to be amputated when he was young. Chassidy was able to meet with Corey and provide the encouragement he needs to love and accept himself. Quote, "I have this body. I love this body. I accept this body. This is who I am." She has a supportive family and became best friends with Jaleesa Austin. The two women have bonded over their shared experiences and find comfort in their similarities. Erin Ball. Erin Ball realized she had never seen an aerialist who was missing their feet once she had lost hers. A simple walk in the woods near her home turned into a nightmare when she got lost for 6 days. A bad case of frostbite claimed both of her feet and part of her legs. Right away, she wanted to get back on track and back up in the air. But climbing up silk is a lot harder to do with prosthetic legs, as Erin found out the hard way. She had to throw out her old techniques and start from scratch. Surprisingly, working without legs actually gave Erin the ability to move and climb more freely than she had before she got frostbite. Now Erin has totally remastered the aerial arts and can perform both with her prosthetic legs and without them. Sometimes she takes things to the next level by getting creative with attachments and using confetti cannons or colored smoke grenades where her feet used to be. Kashmiere Culberson. There are tons of makeup tutorials out there, but the ones created by Kashmiere Culberson are a little bit different. She shares videos of herself on YouTube applying her makeup and doing things like cooking and driving. This amazing woman makes everything look easy, and she hopes her channel has a positive impact on others. Quote, "You can be whoever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. There's no limit to anything." Kashmiere has no arms because of a birth defect called phocomelia syndrome, but she has no shortage of determination. She believes that once you fully accept yourself just the way you are, it's only a matter of time before the rest of the world does too. Lockey. You're looking at the first teenager in Britain to receive a pair of 3D printed bionic arms. Lockey is not shy about her prosthetics in the least. She wants everyone to know how amazing they are and loves showing them off. Quote, "So the arms are controlled by muscle sensors, and the sensors are on the inside." She works with Open Bionics as an ambassador, doing her best to help her fellow amputees incorporate technology into their lives. According to Tilly, less advanced arms looked more realistic but didn't work properly. And even though these limbs look artificial, she loves what they can do, and she even treats them as a fashion accessory by glamming them up with different cases. Tilly's hands had to be amputated when she was only 15 months old due to a case of meningococcal septicemia, but she's learned to embrace what makes her unique. This teen is already modeling and traveling the world and shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Amy Brooks. I've never used hands. Why do I need to use them now? For Amy Brooks, a life without limbs is totally normal since she was born with congenital tetraphocomelia. When her biological parents saw her for the first time, they asked the doctors to stop feeding her and let their baby starve. After being abandoned, Amy was adopted and made it her mission to become independent. She started her own YouTube channel called How Does She Do It? At first, being in front of the camera was intimidating, but Amy was encouraged by the idea that her videos could help other people who were struggling. Out of all her accomplishments, the one Amy is most proud of is learning how to sew. Although it's difficult, she makes beautiful handbags, which she sells on Facebook. This amazing woman managed to turn her rough start into a bright future. Chloe Neumann. When Mattel announced the Barbie Fashionistas doll number 121, Chloe Neumann was ecstatic. She lost her leg when she was a baby, so seeing a doll with a prosthetic leg made her wish she had one to play with when she was growing up. Not wanting other kids to miss out, she decided to make a doll-based donation to Shriners Hospitals for children in Springfield, Massachusetts. Chloe set out to give 100 Barbies to the place where she had received treatment as a kid, but ended up far surpassing her goal. She was able to give away 430 toys on her own, and Mattel stepped in to donate another 200. When she isn't changing the lives of other people, Chloe is living hers. She loves cheerleading, bowling, ice skating, and skiing. Lauren Wasser. At first glance, Lauren Wasser looks like any other gorgeous model showing off the latest fashion trends. Many people don't realize that she had both of her legs amputated after a case of life-threatening toxic shock syndrome. Losing her legs was devastating, but being free of the pain she was going through gave her a new lease on life. Lauren decided to become more active and plans to run in the 2020 New York Marathon. And of course, her modeling career is still going strong. She's been through some horrific health problems, but she says the secret is to, quote, keep pushing through true, and hopefully on the other side, there's beauty. Mama Cax. There was a time when Mama Cax did everything she could to hide her prosthetic leg, but now she's fully embraced it, both in her everyday life and on the runway. Mama Cax lost her leg to an aggressive form of bone cancer, and for weeks, she couldn't stand to look at herself. Eventually, she realized she was going to have to own her aesthetic, and her hemlines kept getting shorter. Now she models for brands like Tommy Hilfiger, Olay, and ASOS, and challenges current beauty standards. Quote, "My goal was to not only make myself fall in love with me, but also encourage and empower other women to do the same." Marguerite Henderson. It all started out with a simple paper cut. Marguerite Henderson's small injury turned into a big problem when it developed into sepsis. She ended up losing her hands and legs, and when she got out of the hospital, she felt totally lost. To cope, she started writing down her life story using only her remaining thumb. Her autobiography is called Sepsis, Raw and Real, and Marguerite hopes reading it will help others meet their own challenges head-on. So, which one of these incredible women did you find the most inspiring? Share your pick with us in the comment section. And don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button for more. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.